Hello and welcome to the Everyday English Podcast. I'm your host, Anna, and I'm so glad you're here today. This podcast is made especially for English learners just like you. Whether you're learning English for work, study, travel, or simply for fun, this is your space to practice, learn, and grow. Every episode is designed to help you understand English better, speak more clearly, and feel comfortable using it every single day. In this podcast, we focus on real, simple, and useful English, the kind that native speakers use in everyday life. You won't hear complicated grammar explanations or long, difficult vocabulary lists here. Instead, you'll listen to natural English that helps you think, speak, and respond faster. The goal is to make English part of your daily life, something you can use anywhere and anytime with confidence. Today's episode is about one of my favorite topics, everyday English phrases. These are short, natural expressions that native speakers use constantly in shops, at work, in messages, or just chatting with friends. We'll talk about what they mean, how to use them correctly, and why learning them can completely change the way you speak English. When you use everyday phrases, your conversations sound smoother, more natural, and more connected. Many learners believe that to sound fluent, they need to use long or complicated words, but that's not true. Real fluency doesn't come from big words, as it comes from clear communication. The truth is, native speakers use very simple and short sentences most of the time. For example, instead of saying, I completely understand what you mean, a native speaker might just say, I get it. Or instead of saying, that is a wonderful idea, they might say, sounds great. These short, easy phrases make conversations feel real and friendly, not like a classroom exercise. By learning and practicing these kinds of expressions, you'll start to understand how English is really spoken. You'll notice how people use tone, rhythm, and emotion in daily talk. You'll also feel more relaxed when speaking because you'll have natural, ready to use sentences in your mind. No more overthinking or translating from your native language. So, in today's episode, we'll explore some of the most common and useful phrases you can start using today. I'll explain what they mean, show you examples, and help you practice them step by step. Together, we'll learn how to sound more confident, friendly, and fluent, just like a native English speaker. So, wherever you are right now, maybe walking, driving, or relaxing at home, take a deep breath, clear your mind, and get ready to speak with confidence. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. All right, let's begin today's lesson on everyday English phrases and learn how to talk like a native speaker. Many English learners believe that sounding fluent means using big or complicated words that sound impressive or advanced. But in reality, fluency is not about using difficult vocabulary or long sentences. Fluency means being able to communicate easily, naturally, and comfortably in any situation. It's about how smoothly your ideas come out, how naturally you respond, and how confident you feel when you speak. Think about how people speak in real life, at work, in a cafe, at school, or even when chatting with friends. Most of the time, they don't use long, formal sentences. Instead, they use short, friendly, and clear phrases that keep the conversation flowing. For example, instead of saying, I agree with your idea completely, a native speaker would simply say, exactly, or totally. These simple words carry the same meaning but sound much more natural in everyday situations. Using everyday phrases helps you sound more like a real English speaker, not like someone reading from a textbook. These expressions show that you understand the rhythm and flow of natural English. They also make your conversations more engaging and warmer because people connect better with natural, easy speech than with perfect grammar or long formal words. When you use everyday phrases, you also save time. You can express ideas quickly without needing to think too much about grammar or translation. For example, instead of stopping to think, how should I say this correctly? You can just use short, ready made phrases like sounds good, no worries, or that's great. These expressions help you respond faster and keep conversations smooth. Everyday English phrases are also powerful because they reflect real emotions. When you say, oh, really, or that's awesome, or I can't believe it, you are not just speaking English, you are expressing feelings in English. This helps you build stronger connections with the people you talk to. It shows that you understand not just the words, but the feeling behind them. And that's what makes a conversation come alive. The more you use these phrases, the more confident you become. You start to think in English instead of translating from your native language. You stop worrying about making mistakes, and instead, you focus on communicating your message clearly. That's when real fluency begins. When English starts to feel natural, comfortable, and even fun. So remember, speaking fluent English doesn't mean speaking fast or using difficult words. It means using simple, everyday phrases naturally and confidently. It's not about sounding perfect, it's about being understood, connecting with others, and expressing yourself easily. That's why these everyday English phrases matter so much. They are small, but they make a big difference in how you sound, how you feel, and how well people understand you. Now that you know why everyday phrases are so important, let's look at some real examples you can start using today. These are expressions that native speakers use all the time in shops, at work, with friends, or in casual conversation. You'll hear them everywhere, and once you start using them too, your English will sound smoother and more natural. Let's start with some easy and useful ones. How's it going? This is a very common and friendly way to say how are you? You can use it with friends, coworkers, or anyone you know. For example, hey, how's it going? Not bad, thanks. How about you? Sounds good. This phrase means that's a good idea or I agree. It's short and natural. You can use it when you agree with someone's plan. For example, let's meet at 5 p.m. Sounds good. No worries. This is a very common and friendly way to say it's okay or don't worry about it. It helps you sound relaxed and polite. For example, sorry I'm late. No worries. I get it. This means I understand. It's often used in casual conversation when someone explains something to you. For example, had to cancel the meeting because I was sick. Oh, I get it. Hope you feel better. That's awesome. This is a fun and positive way to say that's great. You can use it to show excitement or happiness about something. For example, I passed my English test. That's awesome. I'm not sure. You can use this when you don't know something or need time to think. For example, is the meeting at 2 or 3? I'm not sure. Let me check. Let me see. This is what native speakers say when they're thinking, checking something, or looking for information. For example, do you know where my phone is? Let me see. Maybe it's on the table. That makes sense. This means you understand and agree with someone's explanation. For example, we're leaving early to avoid traffic. Ah, that makes sense. I'm just kidding. You can use this when you're joking so people know you're not serious. For example, you have to buy me lunch every day. What? Haha, I'm just kidding. Take care. This is a nice and polite way to say goodbye. For example, it was great seeing you. Take care. You too. These phrases are short, simple, and very common in daily English. You don't need to memorize all of them at once. Just start using one or two every day. Try using them in real conversations or even when you're practicing alone. You can also shadow them. That means repeating them after you hear them to improve your pronunciation and rhythm. For example, listen to this. Sounds good. Okay. Sounds good. Take care. Take care. The more you repeat and practice, the more natural you'll sound. Soon you won't even have to think. These phrases will just come out automatically. How to practice everyday English phrases in real life. Now that we've learned some common everyday phrases, let's talk about how to practice them in real life. Learning phrases is one thing, but using them naturally and confidently is what truly improves your speaking skills. The good news is you don't need to live in an English speaking country or have native friends to practice. You can start right where you are every single day. The first step is to practice out loud. Many learners understand English very well but don't speak because they feel shy or nervous. The more you speak out loud, the more confident you'll become. Try repeating simple phrases during your daily routine. For example, when you wake up, you can say, "Good morning. How's it going?" Even if you're just talking to yourself. When you make your coffee, you can say, "That smells awesome." Practicing out loud helps your mouth and tongue get used to English sounds. And that's how you start speaking more naturally. Another great method is shadowing. Shadowing means listening to someone speak, maybe from a podcast, a movie, or a YouTube video, and then repeating what they say right after them. Try to copy their tone, rhythm, and pronunciation. You can pause after each sentence and repeat it. For example, if the speaker says, "Sounds good," you say it too right away. It might feel strange at first, but it's one of the best ways to sound like a native speaker. You can also practice in front of a mirror. This is a simple but powerful exercise. Stand in front of the mirror, look at yourself, and pretend you're talking to someone. Use real life phrases like, "Hey, how's it going?" or "That makes sense." Watching yourself helps you feel more comfortable and confident when speaking to others. It's like your own private speaking class, and it's completely free. Next, try to add phrases into your daily conversations. Even if you only know a few, start using them. For example, when you talk to friends, coworkers, or classmates, use simple expressions like, "No worries," "Sounds good," or "I get it." The more you use them, the more natural they'll become. Remember, fluency doesn't come from learning hundreds of phrases once. It comes from using a few phrases many times. Another useful tip is to record yourself. You can use your phone to record short sentences or a few minutes of speaking practice. For example, talk about your day. "Today was great. I went to the store and the weather was nice. I met my friend and said, 'Hey, how's it going?' We had coffee together. It was awesome." Then listen to the recording and notice your pronunciation, tone, and speed. Don't worry about mistakes. Just focus on improving little by little each time. Finally, remember that consistency is key. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a big difference. You can practice while cooking, driving, walking, or cleaning. Just talk to yourself in English using short phrases. The goal is to make English a part of your everyday life. The more you practice naturally, the faster you'll improve. You'll start to think in English, not just translate from your native language. And soon, you'll find yourself saying, "That makes sense," or "No worries," without even trying, just like a native speaker. Before we wrap up today's episode, let's take a moment to remember what we learned. Speaking English naturally doesn't mean using big, complicated words or perfect grammar all the time. It means expressing your ideas clearly using real, simple phrases, just like native speakers do every day. When you listen to native speakers, you'll notice they use short, friendly phrases like, "Sounds good," "I got it," "No worries," or "That's awesome." These expressions make conversations feel warm, real, and natural. They show confidence and connection. So, if you want to sound more fluent, focus on these everyday phrases. They are small, but they make a huge difference in how you sound and how people understand you. Now, here's your small practice challenge for this week. It's simple, and you can do it anywhere. Challenge one: choose 5 everyday phrases and use them today. Pick 5 short phrases that you like from today's episode. For example, "Hey, how's it going?" "Sounds great." "That makes sense." "No worries." Exactly. Try to use these phrases in your real conversations, or even when talking to yourself. You can say them to a friend, a coworker, or a classmate. If you don't have anyone to talk to in English, say them aloud while you're cooking, walking, or driving. The goal is to make these phrases feel natural in your mouth. Challenge two: practice one short shadowing session. Listen to any English audio, maybe a movie clip, podcast, or YouTube video, and repeat what you hear. Focus on tone and rhythm, not just words. You'll be surprised how quickly your confidence grows when you start sounding like the people you listen to. And finally, remember this: progress comes from practice, not perfection. Every time you speak, even if you make mistakes, you're learning. Don't be afraid of small errors. They are signs that you're trying, and trying means growing. Fluency isn't about how many words you know, it's about how comfortably you can use the words you already know. The more you speak, the more confident and natural you'll become. So keep practicing every day, even just for 5 minutes. Speak out loud, repeat the phrases, smile when you speak. Believe in yourself because you are improving more than you think. Thank you so much for listening to the Everyday English podcast today. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend who's also learning English. Remember, learning together makes the journey easier and more fun. This is Anna, your host, reminding you to stay confident, keep practicing, and talk like a native, one phrase at a time. Take care and see you in the next episode.